Hi, Dave here. First, I want to thank you for taking the time to check out the video about the ESL Coin and its project ecosystem. I figured this would be a better way where I could kind of lay everything out and then drill down into the different topics and expose the kind of the project from a higher level, and I hope that'll allow you to see where you might help or where you could guide me or participate would be the best, and we can work through this together, which would be really cool. So, secondly, before I get started, I want to give a big thanks to Adam. I reached out and asked for some clarity around the projects area of LTB Coin, and he said, "Oh, you can definitely develop other projects that aren't LTB Coin, and you can do them here." And he created a subforum where myself and others will take advantage. And I really encourage you to, bring your projects forward, especially if we can have some, where I can help you and you can help me, and that'd be really great. So let's get started. This is kind of the highest level view, the ESL project ecosystem, where we have the coin development, the actual users of the coin, the web, and the manifesto. Manifesto is, the real high level stuff. I'll drill down, but, right now, the real important stuff is things like the coin priorities. The coin and the token name, I'm pretty much going to be straightforward and simple, ESL Coin. I have thought of other things. I think I had one also in here. Yeah, I had verb in here. And there was actually a bunch of things, but I think I'm going to keep it really straightforward and let it be what it says it is. Another thing was, what is there going to be an IPO decision? I haven't come to that. And that's why I need your guidance. I need people's input, and I need to see what they think. So, for as far as the currency is concerned, it needed its own parameters. How many are going to be available? How are they going to be released? And a biggie is what kind of script. So, this is. I've kind of, at one point I was really leaning toward Mastercoin, and I was really leaning to Ethereum. More recently, because of LTB, I took a much closer look at Counterparty. There's Next, there's all kinds of choices. So for those of you with knowledge in this, and I would love for your participation and your guidance to help me nail down that as a kind of a final decision. So that is to be decided, and that's, as you can imagine, is quintessential and really important. You go back, drill back up. But equally important to creating a coin. I mean, you can create a coin pretty fast, as we most of us know. Now, as to the health of that coin and the longevity of that coin, the effectiveness of that coin, I think it really needs its own sort of ecosystem, if you will. And because of that, there's going to be, the user priorities, if there's going to be an IPO, if there's going to be investment, what are their priorities? Their priorities are, buy low, sell high for the most part, or long term. You've got the development team, it's going to have its priorities. The content creators, that's going to be really big, and I'll get more into that as I do the, decide. But in essence, is it going to be individuals? Is it going to be pools of individuals creating the content? What role are speculators going to play in the coin? We have to be aware of it and have to consider it and decide, where it sits on the priority spectrum. Big on the priority spectrum is things like the schools. How is the ESL Coin going to help students? How does it help teachers? And how does it help the administration? And I think a big part of it's going to be in the tutoring, and you'll see that when I drill down into the other section. Students and third parties, because a big part of this is how do we get the ESL homestays and the retailers who deal with ESL students on a daily basis, and the restaurants, and on and on and on. So the third party involvement. Some of you, like me, may have some marketing background, and therefore can help in some of the the sort of the offline retailing and the distribution. Now I'm going to drill down to something I think I really have to cover. That's why it's kind of quick. I'm going to do much more in-depth coverage of everything, but this drill down is really, I'm trying my very best to keep this under 10 minutes. So let's take a peek at the web priorities. So in the web priorities, we get the main coin site, and that's pretty straightforward, but we'll in and until itself is its own big undertaking that I hope to partner with another developer and do, or completely give it to them. I'm cool with that. If you want to take on that, you got it. Forum community site. At this point, like I mentioned earlier, to the generosity Adam offered, LTB Coin is where we're going to post the information, where we're going to link off to the properties, where we're going to have our discussions and do our development, as well as I would hope that we will help each other with other parts of both the LTB Coin project as well as your projects, and any way I can help you. Let's do it. I don't know how to say it right in Latin. It's like what, quid pro quo or something like that. Anyway, services, hosting, etc. Like, where's it going to be? Is it cloud based? Is it this? Is it that? I would really love to help support the community in the fact that I'd like to help companies that are helping to spread Bitcoin and spread the alternate currencies. So, these are discussions we can all have. Networking sites is pretty straightforward. The Facebooks, the YouTubes, the Twitters, Google, etc., etc., etc. That's kind of explains it. Exchanges. At some point, the coin's got to go on an exchange, so we've got to make sure we do our diligence, and there are some great exchanges, but there's also some ones that, as they continue to pop up, that there's going to have to be a certain amount of diligence to do it. The ad and promotion, you definitely need that, any kind of thing, and the sample site. Now, it's all fine and dandy to have a coin, and I really do believe that there's both a need, and there's a community, and there's a market for it. However, in order for the schools and the private tutors and others out there to get involved, I think there needs to be a little bit of proof of concept and how it's all going to work. And that's what I created with On Demand DSL. Now this is going to be almost a project unto itself, in the fact that this is creating a place that will accept the coin initially and will be kind of a clearinghouse, and also map out how to use the ESL coin. Sorry, I'm not being too in depth. I don't want this to drag out very, very long. I will answer any question you have on any area that I cover, and we'll be doing more videos to drill down uniquely into each one. But as a real basic thing, here's the 5 W's. Let's just go there first. So, who initially, I really wanted to focus on a small scope. The ESL ecosystem is massive. You've got a ton of different uses, tests, all these different qualifications and things. So for the purpose of this, I'm going to keep that scope really narrowed to the TOEIC. For those of you who aren't familiar, that's a test of English for international communication. And that's the initial focus of On-Demand ESL, and then later other things, be it TEFL and on and on and on. I won't give you all the acronyms. So, that's what it is. It's going to be a platform where a tutor or a school or a teacher, anybody who wants to use our platform, can teach English and have the infrastructure and supports necessary to carry it out anywhere. Though I do hope both couple of weeks out for sure, more than a couple. And why? And this is where a lot of people wonder. Well, because there are online ESL things. There's stuff out there. So why would this work, and why would anyone want the coin? And that's one of the biggest. So I'm going to try to give that in maybe 60 seconds here if I can. Just dealing only with the TOEIC and the TOEIC only. That one small facet. Each year, millions of both Japanese, Korean, Chinese students take the TOEIC. And it's also taken in India, and it's taken other places, and most certainly a lot of foreign students, something like 25,000 from Japan, come to Canada here and study and take it. They pay a few thousand to take, say, like a 2-month course, something like that. And, it's quite an expense. Most of these students take 6 months, a year off their life. Prior to coming, they have spent a year or two saving, preparing themselves, and then they come here and, both some of it's for pure pleasure, but a lot of it is also to attend ESL schools to improve. And one of the things a lot of them are trying to improve is their TOEIC score, their test of English for international communication. We're talking about millions and millions of students. And the point of, and it's not just students, we're working people. You might be 30 years old with a family, and you might be looking at promotions, and one of the facets that might improve your promotion would be an increased TOEIC score. And people spend a lot of money. They go to classes, they hire private tutors, they do a lot. And for all they do, there is still a huge gap by literally millions of students that don't get real one-on-one attention. And I think that's what we can bring to them. And I think that's one of the strengths of the ESL Coin, because one of the facets I'm going to create within it is a new type of user, you know, where we got the administration of the site and the oversight. You got your teachers and your tutors and your students, and then people coming and looky-looing and visiting, wondering if it's them. And this is something that I haven't seen it as far as a real title or anything like that. It's something that came to me, actually came to me a couple of years ago. I have previously tutored TOEIC, so I do have some insight into the industry. And a few years ago, I actually started putting some of this together and then shelved it and went off and worked for a company for a couple of years. And anyway. Okay, well, I'm going to stop it there and pick up with drilling down and helping to really explain how conversation coaches and how the tutors and how it all interacts. So thank you for your patience. This has gone longer than I'd hoped. But again, feel free to ask me questions and I'll provide the answers. Have yourselves a great day. Thanks. Bye.